Guys, welcome back to One Shot, One Kill. My name's Juan. We're going to take a quick look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 kydex holster from Center Mass Concealment Holsters. We're also going to compare it to the inside the waistband variant, as well as the paddle style Blackhawk Serpa Holster. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the different configurations that we got here. We have, once again, Center Mass Concealment Holsters, pancake style kydex holster outside the waistband with the belt loops, of course. We'll look at their inside the waistband configuration with a single clip. Once again, this is all for the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 2.0 4¼ inch barrel, and we'll compare it specifically, we'll compare these two holsters specifically to the Blackhawk Serpa CQC outside the waistband paddle holster. Okay, you saw this at the range earlier. It's a nice tight fit. Okay, retention on this holster is absolutely fantastic, like I've mentioned before. I mentioned it last week, demonstrated at the range earlier. Once again, nice tight fit on the firearm itself. You do have about a half height sweat guard on the inside, just in case you do decide to convert this into an inside the waistband holster with those J clips. One thing I particularly like about this holster, Center Mass Concealment Holsters, is the fact that, you know, getting some repetitions out at the range, getting a good feel for, you know, how I'm actually going to grab the pistol when I'm coming up and presenting on my target. The fact that Center Mass does have a nice cutout just underneath the trigger guard. Okay, so what that does is that gives me the ability to get a good firm high pistol grip on the pistol itself. All right, you can see my fingers are actually butted up against the bottom of the trigger guard. All right, so then I'm able to easily come out and I've got a nice firm pistol grip just like where I need it to be, and then I'll follow up with my support hand. Okay, in my previous video I noticed that I mentioned Center Mass Concealment Holsters has options on the website for the degree of cant that you prefer as the end user. They don't have 5 degrees. It's pretty standard across the market, 0, 10, 15 degree forward cant. So just want to get that correction out there in case you guys were looking for a 5-degree cant option online. Now, what I do like about this holster with regards to the actual belt loops is you have the ability to kind of cinch down on your belt a little bit more and bring this holster tighter to the body. Okay, even with the firearm, you can see just how wide that is or how thick that is, depending on how you want to measure it. But you're not getting any more width out of this holster with the belt loops than you would if you had, say, the inside the waistband configuration here. Okay, I also want to point out that yes, this holster holds the firearm nice and snug. It holds it extremely well, as a matter of fact. But I will say that for this particular model, if this is something that you want to pay particular attention to, it is starting to leave a little bit of a wear mark on each side of the front of the slide near the front sight post. Okay, now that's not a deal breaker for me by any means. I look at a firearm as, you know, as a tool, and I am going to use it and I am going to train with it, so of course I'm going to get some wear marks. So not a deal breaker for me, but once again, I'm here to inform you guys what you can kind of expect out of certain holsters and how they fit specific firearms. So in this case, I did notice that you are going to start getting a little bit of a wear mark on each side of the slide near the front sight post. Alright guys, one thing I will point out with this one, inside the waistband configuration, is it holds this weapon a lot tighter than the outside the waistband configuration. Okay, now might be a good thing obviously since you're looking to wear it inside the waistband, but I will mention that this is a full-size M&P 40 2.0, so concealability probably not the best option for summertime. Wintertime you can throw a light sweater over this, maybe even a coat, and you'll be fine. but it does hold it so tight that I'm noticing some wear and some extra tightness around the top of the slide near the front side post. Okay. You can see that it's starting to leave a little bit more significant wear mark on the top of the slide. So one thing I was thinking, loosen my retention screws, which is obviously meant for adjusting the retention around the trigger guard itself, which is a nice feature, of course. But if I try to loosen that up, I'm sacrificing retention capability around the trigger guard, but I'm not doing much for loosening on top near that front side post where I'm noticing wear marks. You don't hear a pronounced click when you drop the firearm in. If I tighten that back up, you can hear the actual click where it falls into place and actually holds the trigger guard. So now let's take a look at a different brand, different style holster as well for the M&P full size 2.0. Blackhawk Serpa CQC holster. You can see there's a lot happening with this holster. It's not necessarily a bad holster, it just depends on what you're looking for and what you're going to train with, keeping all these features in mind. Number one, paddle style holster outside the waistband, of course. Okay, it's got a nice hook there. Actually holds in place fairly well. Have adjustable height belt loops. So if you got a 1 3/4 inch belt or you got a 1.5 inch belt, you can adjust to whatever you're wearing that day. You can also adjust the cant just by removing the screws, repositioning your shell, and reinstalling the hardware. On the front of the holster, you do have a bit of an adjustment screw here, so it's going to adjust the retention around the trigger guard some. However, the main feature here is that push button that's going to lock the firearm in place. Just like so. This being a comparison video, I'm going to look at why I prefer at this point in time with my training and everything that I got going on in my outdoor shooting range, why I prefer this holster over this. Number one, you've heard it all over the internet, you've read about it online. There's a strong possibility, there's a strong chance of you having an accidental discharge by releasing the firearm or by depressing and disengaging that lock and coming up with your finger right on the trigger. Falls right into place where the trigger's at. Now, of course, training will fix that. You have to force yourself to retain that muscle memory in the sense that when you come down and push that button, you don't have to push that button with the tip of your finger. What's going to happen is you're going to accidentally drop your finger right onto the trigger. The way you should train, good high firm pistol grip, depress it with the flat of your finger, and that way you come out and your finger is actually where it needs to be, straighten off the trigger.
Alright guys, so we just finished up some rapid fire straight out of the Blackhawk Serpa Holster, CQC holster, paddle style, and then of course straight out of the Center Mass Concealment Holster, pancake style, kydex holster. Long story short, what I will not recommend is that if you're looking to do some rapid training, some rapid firing, stay away from this holster simply because of the push button. If you're not well trained and you haven't trained with this holster specifically, you're bound to get yourself hurt. You will end up with your finger on that trigger, pulling it out if you're not experienced. This bad boy eliminates the need to have to push any button, grip it, and rip it. All right guys, thanks for checking out One Shot One Kill. When we reach 100 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway, so don't forget to subscribe and share. Click that notification bell so that you're notified next time we upload a video. That being said, I'll catch you in the next one.